What is the most powerful trait we have? You need power, speed. Let your imagination do the rest.
Undisputed, the Mexican Monster Pack out now.
Boxing King Media. We're here on the streets of New York, Times Square, with Al Pacino. Al, you're here for the big boxing show, Ring 3, Hamza Sheeraz, Berlanga, right where, hometown.
My hometown, I tell you. It's good to be here. I feel great. You walk through Times Square, look at the bright lights. It's sunny here as well. It's hot. I tell you, hoo-ha hot. That kind of hot. Kind of hot where you walk out and you want to go back in, but who cares? You're going to get a good suntan. Hoo-ha.
Tell us something about this city, what's so good about Times Square?
Well, I'll let Robert De Niro do that for you. You know, what's good about Times Square is the vibrancy. You walk through here, you got the lights, you got everything. You got every single advertisement on the planet on all of these billboards around here. I tell you, it's consumerism at its best. And it's my hometown too, so I feel good about it. I feel good, and we're looking forward to the boxing. The boxing is a big thing this week. You got two big events, Friday and Saturday. You better tune in.
I tell you who I want to really speak to is Joe Pesci, because I know he's a brutally honest guy, and I want to ask him what he thinks about the smell. A lot of people ask me, what does New York smell like? Explain it, Joe.
Let me tell you something. I was talking about this earlier on. When you're walking through the fucking streets, all right, you can smell nuts. Sometimes you might smell the odd pretzel. Sometimes you might smell some piss too. You know what I mean? And sometimes, you might smell some of the funky stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm fucking talking about. Not the funky stuff. The funny stuff, sorry. The funny stuff that makes, me amuse you, makes you laugh. You know what I'm talking about? You understand what I'm fucking talking about? Come on.
Yeah, you're talking about weed.
I'm not gonna say that on camera. I never said that. That's why I gave it a nickname. What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus.
I thought you was in the business of moving it.
I am in the business of movies, but I don't like saying that on camera. You know what I mean? The recreational stuff. You know what I mean? Herbal, whatever it is.
Well, Joe, while you're still there, I want to get your opinion on Tyson Fury. Apparently, he's actually coming back. I know we're in New York, but it's worth mentioning that. And I know Joe's a big fan of Tyson. What do you make of his new .3 comeback?
Well, you know what? I'm going to let Eddie Murphy answer that question for you. Well, that's it. You know what I mean? We all love Tyson. You know what I mean? Tyson is the man. And that's the thing with Tyson. He's a great man. And he's a great boxer. What he's done for the heavyweight division is amazing. That's it.
I tell you who else I want to speak to. Sylvester Stallone. I know he's from just down the road, Philadelphia. Got a lot of beggars on here, don't they?
Hey, you know what? It is what it is. That's it. When you're here, this is my city. I'm having a good time. A lot of people get confused. They think I'm from Philadelphia, but I'm from New York. I love this city. Come on. That's a great week for boxing.
Gordon Ramsay's got a restaurant just down the road. Yes. Is it still in business?
Still in business, okay. A lot of confusion because there's a fucking Broadway musical as well called Hell's Kitchen, and people are walking by thinking it's the restaurant, okay? But it's a musical, okay? So don't get it confused. All right? Hello, you like Gordon Ramsay? Gordon Ramsay? Amazing. I'm just saying that people are getting confused. There's a Broadway musical down the road. I think it's my restaurant, Hell's Kitchen. A former neighborhood of New York. Yes, amazing. Wow.
Do you know what Joe Pesci is?
Yes. When you're doing Joe Pesci, you gotta talk like that. You know what I mean? Like it's fun. Oh, she's laughing. Come on. Funny I amuse you. Fun. You know what I mean? Joe Pesci is here. He's here with Oosh TV. Oosh TV and Boxing King Media. We're good friends. We're very good friends. We have a good relationship. It's good.
Canadian accent.
Canadian accent. Oh, that's very tough. Let me think of something. What about Bret Hart?
I love Bret Hart.
I like Bret Hart too. When he talks like that, he gave it all to the business. And that's what it's all about. He's from Calgary. He's great. Bret Hart, #1.
I tell you who's not being...
Nice one, right? Jesse the Buddy Ventura. We're here in Times Square for one of the biggest boxing events. We've got two huge cards this week. Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano 3. We've got Hamza Sheeraz, Edgar Berlanga,
Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda. It doesn't get any bigger than this Gorilla Monsoon.
I tell you, it does get bigger because for the first time ever, John Fury's in the US. John, what do you make of New York? They've stopped you from coming here for years, but you're finally here.
And it's a beautiful place. Fantastic. I do like it. Love the city. Love it. Love the hustle and bustle, but I do like the wilderness as well. I do like that. That's fantastic.
It's a big change, isn't it, from the wilderness to all these big buildings. How are you coping with all that?
Well, you know what? I think, you want Denzel to answer that question. That's why you want... this is my city. I live here. I do what I gotta do here. That's right.
Tommy Fury.
Yeah, 100%. You get me to do the Fury is fantastic, but Jake Paul, he's putting on this big event, but he's got to fight me. I'm the only man to beat him, so 100%.
That's what Donald Trump. Apparently New York's getting a new mayor who's not a big fan of Donald Trump. Well, what do you make of that, Donald? You're in New York right now.
Well, you know what I think? Nobody knows more about New York than me. New York is a great city. I've got lots of buildings here. It's great, and I love it. And if the mayor wants to talk to me, if he wants advice, just come to me, I may be a critic, but I can also be a friend of the mayor, okay?
It's only fair.
You're not going to talk about the boxing. You're a boxing channel. Talk about the boxing. It's so big. Like you wouldn't believe. It's a big, big, big show.
You got 2 shows on. You got Katie Taylor in the main event on Friday.
100%. Looking forward to that. Just want to give everyone a shout out. There's a lot of Irish in this city, and thanks a million for the support. It's absolutely brilliant.
I'll let you sign us out with your best impression, the one that sells the most from New York Times Square.
Well, you know what? It's strange. I'm going to do Mark Wahlberg, but he's from Boston. What am I doing? What kind of universe is this where I'm doing a Mark Wahlberg impression in Times Square? Okay? Even though I'm from Boston. But listen, it is what it is. That's it. Oosh TV. Give us a follow. Boxing King Media. Very good to us. All right. Okay.
We've worn the brother out. Thank you very much.
The most powerful trait we have. You need power, speed. Let your imagination do the rest.
Undisputed, the Mexican Monster Pack out now.